A car I actually commentated on a few weeks ago is here as well, the 521 Mazda RX-8, which is an interesting car in itself with Clive Hainsford at the wheel. It's certainly the quickest car by a long shot in other classes that it competes in, but here, very stiff opposition as well. But what another beautiful, bright and colourful grid of all shapes and sizes. We've got things like Saxos against ex-super touring cars. We've got classical touring cars as well as Australian supercars. It's just a hell of a grid. It's fantastic. You can hear my smile, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, going back on the grid, we've got the 147 and that Marshalls. But the cars are heading out through the Clanes out. We will see them remerge down the straight towards the chicane.
I think what they've done with the Vectra is they've just pushed it to the end of the pit lane just in case they can get it started again, and then it can start the race from the pits at least, so it can still get running out there, which would be good to see. But fingers crossed, if it doesn't go out in this one, we'll see it again later on, because early on in the championship that's not what you want. But I think we're about to get underway here.
Yeah, I do believe we are. So the front row, as we've said, James Card and Andrew Wilson on the front row, and they now come towards the red lights. The red lights will go out and we will be racing. Yes, we are. James Card immediately has a problem, going very slowly. Let's hope everyone sees the yellow flags waving very sensibly from the marshals there to warn that there is some sort of obstruction. James Card creeping along on the right hand side of the track, right next to the grass, and breathing in, I'm sure, very deeply, because everyone missed him, which is really good news. Everyone missed him, except he was almost collected by the Vectra that was leaving the pit lane.
Yeah, good to see the Vectra back out, but nearly became a hybrid with a BMW and a Vauxhall there.
So more pushing for marshals to do. Again, you see, this is the problem. Without not many marshals, we've only got one able to go out to push that car at Redgate, whereas normally you'd have 3 or 4. So the field snakes its way up through encompassing the claims, and they then go out of our sight. See on the front bit of the grandstand.
As long as it's better than the hospitality building that gets in the way at Alton Park, that's a real nightmare.
Right. So we will see them. We can see them actually through the CCTV. They're coming over the line to complete the first lap, and it is Wilson in the lead from Wood. So Rick Wood, who has won both the races at Silverstone so far, is already up to second place. So a messy start with James Card being held up there, but Wilson is in the lead, and then it is the Rick Wood car, 111, which is in second place. So a great start from him.
Yeah, I think the issue at the start for James Card was that the lights were on and they all sort of sped away out of the chicane, and then all of a sudden they realised, oh, hang on, we might have to wait for a bit more here. And when he seemed to slam on, the car just almost looked like it had seized, like it stuck in gear and he couldn't get it going again, or it stalled potentially. And then unfortunately, he couldn't do anything other than just put the indicator on and move out of the way. But yeah, very good first lap, I should say, from Wilson to take the lead from Wood, Evans, Robinson, Light, Harding and Branson, all very close together in that top 10, chasing one another very, very quickly. Now what we're going to see over the course of this race is a decent spread in pace, and over what isn't quite a long lap at race pace. We may see some lap traffic here, but the two Holdens lead the way. The very potent 162 BMW, it's being driven by Evans, is in third place. Fourth place is Robinson in the number 18 Ford Falcon. So it's very much the BMW versus the Aussie supercars at the moment. The Nissan Skyline, the number 19 car, screaming its way down the straight here with Janicki at the wheel of that car. That's James Janicki. And what a very, very fast car that is indeed. He said it was nearly 600 brake horsepower. I think maybe a little bit more than that when I spoke to him this morning. Good to see the Vectra still going, making its way back through the pack as well. But it's a very lively and complicated field, isn't it, Tony?
Certainly is. Lucky Kira dropped 9th in the number 40 BMW, so not a great start for Lucky, but a very dramatic start there, wasn't it? Because James Card almost collected, and then ironically almost collected by the car coming out of the pits. That was one of the closest to him. There's always a worrying moment there if a car doesn't get away at the start. Amazingly quick reactions from the flag marshal, because really, you know, it wasn't off the track, but it was a very sensible thing to put that yellow out to let everyone know that there was something wrong up ahead. So the first three still pretty close together, and that third car is Evans. That's the car that we couldn't identify. The 162 BMW is Evans. Now, I'm not sure the first name of Evans. Didn't finish in the top 6 in the first race. I'll have a quick look to see if he's in the BMW, because that will help us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that'll be a good crossover for him. It seems to be a bit more of a potent combination in that BMW though, so I'm not sure whether that's in regulation. Now we've got the 521 RX-8 going a little bit slowly out the final chicane, although he seems to pick up the pace again. He had a monumental lock-up on the way up to McLean's on that previous lap, and we've got, unfortunately, a BMW having issues, which is the number 30 car. That is Gavin Dunn, and it looks like he's done for the day.
So here's his bonnet's off, and the driver having a look under...
oh, he's actually there. We can see him from our box. He's just behind us on the Melbourne Loop.
We've got a choice.
We've got his stereo vision.
He's pulled off onto the Melbourne Loop and is looking at the car's engine, so unfortunately that seems to be... So 37 cars started that race, although not all of them went that long, but it's Wilson in the lead, Wood in second place, Evans in third, and then
Evans has sent it. Sorry, he's gone flying up the inside into Redgate. Really late move, great stuff. It looks like Wood is going to try and get the cutback on the exit, but it was such a late dive. Sorry, caught me off guard there. Off guard, I should say.
Well, I suppose the thing is that BMW would be slightly more sort of sensitive, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it's to move around, and the Aussies all around it. So. Germany against Australia at the top of the grid at the moment. There goes the Vextra, which is still trying to... Chaz is egging him on from the commentary box.
I'm literally clenching my fists every time it goes past.
So where is he on the... actually, Wilson, let's have a look. He's 20th, I think.
No, he's up to 22nd place at the moment, the number 5 machine. So he's managed to dispatch of 15 cars since the start.
Not bad.
So yeah, really good progress so far. Obviously qualified 4th on the grid, so we know that he's got the pace, but it's how you can translate that over a race and make most of it. The 14 and the 16 cars having a little bit of a battle as they come down the straight. That's Wise and Smith. They're the last 2 running at the moment, and they're actually going to get lapped now. Is back in front. Wood has gone back up to 2nd place, and he's actually started to close back up to Wilson.
Yeah, you were right about them having back markers, because as you say, they are going to beat them on this lap. It's lap number 6, and they will be meeting back markers any moment. We're not quite halfway to the race yet.
We've got 2x2x2x2 down the main straight here. Literally, there's just a gaggle of them with the fire-breathing RX-7 near the top end of it. I believe the 131 car is at the front of that train, which is the Zach Speed Ford Escort. They've Malcolm Harding in the 101. It is, yeah. He's top in the boss class at the moment with the CTA, CTPs, all with him there. Now that 77 RX-7 is a wonderful looking and sounding car, rotary engine as well, known for being a fire breather. Next time it comes past Tony, watch it down into turn 1, because it spits a flame all the way from almost the start line to turn 1. It's incredible.
And that's Steve Putt in that car, and as you say, up to 7th position. So someone coming into the pits and out of the race. That's the 3-4-1 car. So Red at the wheel of that one. So that's one of the boss entries gone. Here come the leaders scything through the back markers, and it is Wilson, Wood and Evans in that order. Those 3 getting away from Robinson slightly, and then in 5th place it's Simon Light in his Capri.
Now here's the RX-7. The exhaust is mounted really high on the back of the car, but watch the fire out the back of it once he gets off the power. It's absolutely phenomenal all the way down to turn 1.
Very spectacular stuff there from Steve Putt in the 77. He's in 6th position at the moment, and let's see who's got the fastest lap at the moment. At the moment it is Rick Wood. 1:12.276 is the fastest lap of the race. That probably won't be equal now, I would have thought, because they're going to be in traffic.
Yes, yeah, definitely. They've got more to negotiate. I looked at the CCTV then that the BMW had got moving, but what the CCTV didn't show us is the Mitsubishi Pajero towing it. But it caught me off guard there. I thought, oh, flipping heck, he's fixed it roadside, go on. But then, yeah, unfortunately not. It's under Japanese power this time round. The leaders will be with us again in just a second, though, I imagine. And it's still the same order, but it's even closer.
Yep. 7 laps now completed by the leaders. And Rick Wood dancing around in the mirrors of Andy Wilson. He's had 2 victories so far, but it looks like he's going to have to work for this one. He's got Wilson in front of him, and he's got Evans right up his exhaust pipe in 3rd position. Mostly having got away now. Great gaggle of cars here in the upper midfield, I suppose it is. And
never ending, is it?
Real Dyson side drafting there as they go into Redgate. Everyone gets through safely, just about, which was lucky. And black and white flag for number 77, Steve.
Oh no!
Black and white. That's just a warning flag, which means whatever you're doing, stop it.
Stop spitting fire at everybody.
Well, yeah, you could be using fire as a driver aid. So we don't know what 77's up to. Normally that means corner cutting.
Yes, yeah, it's often track limits, isn't it? Is the most common form of black-white flag enabling infringements. But a great race at the front, and like you say, that pack from Putt backwards, although Light is a bit on his own at the minute in that wonderful Capri, but Putt has got an absolute train behind him. These top 3 are inseparable at the minute. I'm wondering whether there's any form of sort of holding back here from Wood, just waiting for that final lap. If there's any slipstream down the back straight, the number 18 of Robinson looks and sounds amazing in that old school Ford Falcon. There's 2 of those that are here this weekend. I'm not quite sure what the other one's racing in, but they've got the black and silver one as well. Very famous livery on that car. There is Putt. Now he's got away from this gaggle, actually. I said that as, the grey BMW number 40 on his way.
Lucky comes in. Yeah, it's just for Satura's car, but Lucky Kira coming in to the pits and supposedly out of the race. That's a shame. The West car is, where is that? That's now up to 12th position. So Jason West in the 76 round.
Oh yeah, Hughes in the Vectra is 20th now. No, progress is slow because the cars ahead are really starting to fly away from him at this point. I think he's already gone through, although no, he might be with us in just a moment. You know, he was still behind the RX-8, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, sorry, Hainsford is 3 places behind him. I've got confused because the leaders are now coming back through. They're the ones that are catching up with Hainsford and
those
Co.
3 are still very close together. And I suppose Rick Wood knows he's beaten Wilson twice already, albeit at Silverstone. So maybe you're right, he's just biding his time, waiting to see what he can do. There goes the blue Capri of Simon Light. He's having a lonely race in 5th and then in 6th. We're still with a couple of cars behind him. There's Steve Putt. Branson and Fielder are behind him. Then Yanecki, who you've mentioned before, Harding, West and Gary Whittaker. Having a bit of an anonymous race, Gary Whittaker, in the 16 car. The man who dominated Kumo BMW racing for so long. He's down there in 12th position, sort of mired in 12th really.
Hughes has just got past Wilson, by the way. He was just chasing him down the straight here in the number 20 machine. Wilson driving the Gulf-coloured car, I believe, which is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage from Braintree, or 5.5 litre V8 in that car, and it certainly sounds good as well. We should have the leaders again right now. It's a very, very quick lap in a supercar around here. 1 minute 12.6 is the best that Wilson's done. Wood only 3 tenths behind. Evans 4 tenths behind him. That BMW is impressive so far.
Certainly is. Just 2.5 minutes of this race
already.
To go. Yeah. So only a 15-minute race for these classic touring car racing club machines. So fast and furious. But it is Wilson, Wood and Evans. That trio going up.
And they've just gone down towards the Old Hairpin. They've just gone through Old Hairpin now, actually. So they should be going up to McLean's now. They'll just pop into our site. There they are.
And so they've got a clear track in front of them for a bit. So whatever they're trying to do to each other, they can do that with impunity at the moment because there's no one else in their way. Yep, there goes the 50 Marlborough livery car of Eton through, and Hughes is now up to 16th in the Vectra. I wonder if he can make the top 10 by the end of the race. He's not got long to go now, just a minute and a half left of this race, so I reckon they could be starting their last lap. Will they get 2 laps in? Here they come.
Yeah, they should. They're always going for it now. Wood looking to the left-hand side of Wilson. He keeps him to the middle of the road, makes sure that he squeezes him to the inside of Redgate. Brakes a little bit later, does race leader Wilson, but Wood goes for the cutback. There's nothing doing there, and the BMW of Evans goes round the outside. I'm going to keep an eye on the CCTV and just pray that it flicks to the right camera at the right moment. But that was very, very close stuff. We get Hughes in the Vectra going through Coppice, but it looks like, as we wait for them to come back into sight, it looked like Evans was getting in front there, so we'll have to see whether he's managed to keep that, and he has. He stayed in second place, so Wilson leads it from Evans and Wood. Can Evans even take the win here? It looks very likely. He's got a good run out of McLean's, but still the power of the Holden helps out Wilson on towards Coppice there, Tony.
Yeah, there's a back marker in front of them as they go through Coppice, so that's going to compromise something. They're about to start their final lap. We've got a 5-second penalty for the 77 car of Hart for exceeding track limits. So, yeah, the 77 is going to be put further back by 5 seconds. But we're waiting now for the leaders to emerge.
Yeah, they are.
For the final time, they cross the line with 1 lap to go. Wilson, Evans and Wood. Now, I wonder what Wood is thinking. He's won twice already in Silverstone.
Evans! He's overdone it!
Oh dear, into the gravel he goes!
Oh, I think he might have just got away with it, you know. He might just be on the grass a little bit, but I think he may be able to get it. But you can see the humongous send down the inside. He loops it around nicely, rear-wheel drive car, but it also, burnout to go with it. But it also means that Wood is now definitely going to either finish first or second. He just needs to figure out which one he's going to go for. It's been a fantastic race between the trio. It's a real shame to see it change like that. Oh my goodness me, Wilson. Very close to lap traffic there down the inside on the way up to McLean's. That'll be a heart in your mouth moment, but it looks like he's got the gap to hold on there, Tony.
Well, that made the move, didn't it? It looked like getting past that back marker allowed him to extend his lead over Rick Wood. And I think Wilson might have this. 2 second places so far, but it looks like he might just have done enough, and it was that very brave move in traffic as he went up towards McLean's that really did that. And waiting for the leaders to emerge. Here they come. There's the checkered flag, and it's Wilson from Wood. Great race to start us off here at Donington Park. Andy Wilson wins from Rick Wood. Is Evans going to have recovered into 3rd place? This is what we're waiting for now. Yes, it looks like he has. So Evans in the 162 comes through in 3rd. In 4th it is Andy Robinson in the number 18 car. Simon Light is 5th. Now 6th on the road, it could well be Steve Putt, but he's going to drop down some places because he's got a 5-second penalty. So we'll wait and see whether...
So Branson will definitely be next. Branson will inherit 6th. It takes a moment to apply.
Nicky, where will the 5 seconds come in? We've got Gary Whittaker, who finished in 10th, but that's probably about the limit of what that 5-second penalty will amount to, I would have thought.
Yeah, it
so
tends to be...
might retain a place in the top 10, might we?
Yeah, I think it'll be put, and then Whittaker will round out the top 10, but... Yeah, like you say, what a fantastic race to get us underway. Really good battle for the lead. We had obviously the comeback drive from my beloved Vectra, who eventually Hughes finished 12th, so that's a really good drive back through. 15, no, more than that actually, 25 places gained with that.
Well, because the thing is, he didn't just start behind the